Who does Martin Tyler support?
Why must I have a Premier League team? When QPR went 2-1 up in that game, you shouted too loud. I've been very, very fortunate. If you asked me to do Aguero now, I couldn't do it. I try to see history before my eyes, really.
You got the G-Pass now.
You are the godfather of the scene.
I'm of that ideology.
Yeah, but that kind of football finished 30 years ago.
We're saying Gerrard in your voice.
Gerrard? Gerrard! Some people are on the pitch, they think it's all over. Kenneth Wilson and we won the World Cup in 1966.
Wow.
I'd done the Maradona handball game. You can keep that as car news.
And it's live!
Yeah, well, the sound had failed at Sky. Achieving something is doable. Sustaining it is much, much harder. This is FCM on DR Sports, and it's live!
Philip Foden, mate. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, let's get to it.
Philip Walter Foden.
Philip Walter Foden.
Philip Walter Foden, mate. Like, boy, this is a big drop from that PFA award. Like,
Big time, man.
and which he fully deserved. He was unbelievable.
One season wonder?
At the level, well, we have to say that, definitely, in terms of the level he performed at the PFA level last year, because he's always been a good player. I've always rated him. I still think he is a good player. But the fall off
It's mad.
in, club, country, in the Euros just gone, and again
Can
now,
I just say something
never
there?
been good for England.
never been good for
Well,
England.
yeah,
really.
actually,
that's
Alex
very true.
just
in the last 4 years.
Hasn't. Saka's been the
It's a
most
preemptive strike.
Saka's been the
say
most
that,
consistent
yeah.
player
Yeah.
for England.
Because
Like
I
he
mentioned
was
this
up
last
there
week on the
and
show.
Kane and
For England, he had one good game in the Euros, didn't he? When I think it was a game when what game was it?
Was it Slovenia?
One of them games he had a half-decent game. Because we were so poor, it was, he was man of the match. But you struggle to name many games where Foden has played well for England.
So then is there an argument that he shouldn't be in the lineup?
Yeah, there's a
an argument
legitimate...
to say he shouldn't be in the squad at the minute on current form. When you look at someone like Jarrod Bowen, who isn't maybe the fancy name, the Premier League 3-peat winner, 4-peat winner, but in terms of output, assists, goals, he offers so much more than Foden. And we all know, Man City fans can tell you, Foden will tell you himself, if you have Foden on the wing, you're almost playing with 10.5 players, because, and that's not an insult, it's more about, well, where is his best position? But if the manager isn't putting him in his best position, which we think is a 10, and he has said in the past is a 10, then he doesn't really, he's got Jude there, or Rice can push up and do that.
He can't talk to Jude.
So really, why don't you? I mean, Saka would be playing if he wasn't injured. I know
Absolutely.
in that position, but I would say there's maybe 2 or 3 players ahead of maybe Rashford as well. I know he's had a little comeback
This
for
is
Villa,
wild.
but Rashford and Foden as a 2 winger, I think there's 2 or 3.
I think there is
Gordon's ahead of
more
Rashford.
than...
I was going to say Gordon.
There's more than a
Anthony
legitimate
Gordon
case
might
for
be.
dropping him, because it's on a meritocracy, so it should
Elise?
be.
I know
He's
he
had a
should
number
have
of
played for England
chances
one
in
day.
place for France.
No, I know.
Oh.
You played really well last night.
Oh, sorry. When you said it,
Eze's another option though as well.
Who?
Eze.
When you look
Yeah.
at who was on the bench, Reece James, Henderson, Morgan Rogers, Gordon, Bowen,
Even Rodgers.
Gay, Eze, Solanke,
In a 10,
Livramento. Like there's options. It shouldn't be a given that because his name is Phil Foden, because of what he's achieved with City last season,
Exactly.
that he is the first name on that team sheet. But then again, if we go back to the summer, we were all crying out to see more of Phil Foden because we know what he can offer. So is it a case that we wait and see? Is Tuchel going to stick with that and see if he can get the best out of Phil Foden?
I do think that with the Tuchel thing, we have to got to allow him a bit of grace period, because obviously the other side of the coin, which we might not want to hear it because we're the England fans who have seen the bad performances, he's going, well, this is a fresh slate. I don't care what happened with Gareth.
Yeah,
I don't.
fresh slate,
Do you know what I mean? Like, I know from his time in the Prem when he was Chelsea manager, he knows what sort of players he has an idea in his mind. So he's like going, listen, man, Rashford, I know he's been through a lot or whatever. I know I don't care what they say, but I think I can get him going, and if I can, he'll be wicked in my team. He might think that. Same with Foden, but we can see as fans, it's like, boy, the Foden.
Because in club football, no matter which form period you're going through, like if a new manager comes in, everyone's got
It's
a
a fresh
start.
slate. Yeah, exactly.
So why wouldn't that apply for countries
yeah,
as well? It
so
does
especially in
make
the
sense.
first ever game.
But
Yeah.
how long then? The other question is, if Foden is playing tonight, the question is, should he be dropped? But then if Rashford isn't doing it against Albania, and if he isn't doing it against Latvia tonight, is that your chance gone, kind of thing? And before
It's a
Gordon
while.
replaces you?
It's
not
a while
terminal,
for the next
but
international break, isn't it? So he might persist with this.
It's not terminal, but it's not a good look, is it? Because with respect, I mean, Albania are ranked, 65 in the world? Or something like that. Latvia, I mean, come on, man. So if you got to show and prove, man.
Do you think that we have this issue where we call players world class too soon? Because last season there was this little debate. I remember me and you having it on 5, right? Like talking about Palmer, Saka, Foden, and like ranking where they were. Did we go too soon with Cole Palmer? Did we go too soon with Foden? Is Saka actually out of that group the only one that actually is world class because he's done it over such a long period of time?
Is there anyone who's been operating at a consistent level throughout that same period? Whether or not you decide that is at a world-class level, or if you think he's just below, then really you could argue that you went too early, because Foden had a world-class season. So you go, right, for what you've done for this body of work for this calendar year, you go, no one can really talk to you. You've been unbelievable. You've been one of the best players in Europe in your position. But then that's when people say the true meaning of world-class is
longevity,
year in, year out, operating at a high level. So yeah, I think you're on something there.
Should we try and do a predicted 11 for tonight?
Next one, yeah, it'd be much change because Rodgers is now, Gibbs White is allowed to play.
He's going to play Pickford going forward in the competitions. Is there even any point
Yeah, but
looking at a Trafford
shouldn't
or
games
looking...
like this be an opportunity to get a look at
Why? Who do you want to see? Ramsdale?
Let's
No
not go
thanks.
there again.
No
What,
thanks.
it's Trafford or
Off
Henderson?
you go back to the Championship.
Trafford 2
Off you
caps.
go.
Sorry, Trafford no caps. Henderson 2. Dean Henderson, that is.
I think he might leave the keeper the
Yeah,
same.
I think
It's still
he keep-
qualifiers.
Yeah.
Like these
It's
ain't
not like
friendlies.
it's a friendly.
Yeah.
So Skelly
Yeah,
at left back tonight? Again?
Uh,
Has Livramento left the squad?
Yeah, I think he has.
I think he has left the squad.
so then, yeah.
No, I would play him again.
Yeah?
Yeah.
would
No, I
play
don't see
him
why
again.
not.
I think he'd change the centre backs.
Last time it was Conser and Byrne, right? Would you start Reece James? I mean, he's going to have to make a lot of changes.
Gotta mix it
just
up,
so he
yeah.
sees everyone.
I think Reece
It
James
should
should
be
get a
two
start.
different teams entirely.
Well, it could be
Yeah,
tonight.
yeah, exactly.
Could be.
So
exactly.
Reece James right
Against
back.
Latvia as well, man.
We'll go down. I mean, Gahey and you could play. It'll probably
Gahey
go
will come in.
Colwill.
Gahey
Colwill
and
and
Co-
Gahey.
yeah.
I think he's changed both of them.
Yeah.
Or,
Why not?
or Quansah maybe.
Gay
Oh,
is
yeah,
one
I
of
think
our
so.
successors.
Yeah,
in
Gahey's
Europe.
definitely come in, I
Gahey's
think.
been very good for England. 22 caps now.
Good player.
And then that's the defence sorted. Midfield.
Rice is playing again, I think.
Curtis
Jones
he'd
weren't
probably
great.
Start Hendo,
That's
you know?
ridiculous.
No.
He probably
What,
will.
starting Henderson?
Just so he sees how it. He
No,
probably
no,
will.
no, that's where I have
I'm
a
sorry,
problem.
but
I'm saying I agree with that.
And banging
No,
the table.
I'm saying, I know,
Henderson
I
shouldn't
know.
even be in the squad.
Yeah, that is
He
ridiculous.
shouldn't even be in the
That is
squad.
ridiculous.
I
100%.
can't. Again, that's the
But
one thing that I
offensive
felt like the other
logic,
day.
Everyone gets a fresh.
Well,
shake,
everyone
mate.
does get a fresh shake, but he
but
don't need a fresh shake. He's like, leave that guy,
But
let
he
that
doesn't believe
go.
that. You hear all the England staff saying, "I know why he's in because he's got leadership. He's got
Yeah, but
trophies,
that's
got
why
all
he's
this and
there.
that."
That's why he's there as an old head, like to kind of, I don't know, help the new players in. But I don't think that I personally don't think that's a necessary call up.
But like Flex just said,
And if he was
he wants
calling
to
out,
have a look, mate.
yeah, but
he
if he
didn't
was
start the
if he
last
was
game.
calling out Southgate a little bit the other day, which he was
He'll get shit
to
for
a
this.
point, I felt like when I saw him included in the squad, I was like, well, why? Like you're just basically doing what
To me,
Southgate
it's
did.
a retrograde step. It's
Obviously,
like,
but let's try think about what he's wanting to do. He's already played Rice
Who
and
wanted?
Jones in midfield. Who wanted?
Come on, Des.
Cole Palmer's gone back injured, hasn't he?
yes,
He didn't even make it yet.
Yeah. So, I mean, the other options are Gibbs White, Rice, Rodgers, Eze. But
I mean, to be fair
bad
to
options.
Jordan Henderson,
Jones has been good for England though since
Yeah, he wasn't good in the last
apparently he's having a
one.
right,
He
apparently.
ain't starting.
he's having a good season for Ajax.
I
Apparently,
tell you that. I know you didn't watch the game. Your
He's
mate's not
not
starting.
starting.
Fair enough.
He's
Well,
not
he
starting.
might do. You never know.
no,
So who
he's
is starting then? Tell me.
I think because the deeper option is not, unless you want to move Jude back and give Morgan Rogers a go in the 10,
Nice.
You're not gonna-
which
he's
I
not
don't
gonna
mind
do
that,
though.
but I don't
Why
think,
not?
I'm not sure if he will.
So,
He might though.
Jude's a 10 for England. He doesn't go
Yeah, but
back.
I know,
this
but-
is Thomas Tuchel's England.
This, you're figuring things
I
out. This is
can't
not
follow
This is
it.
not
I
Southgate
see
England.
what you're
If
saying.
Hendo starts tonight.
Because when Rogers does play, when's he got to play then? He's going to play either when he comes on for
Yeah.
Jude or Jude has to go back one and Rogers can play in there.
Why not give him the opportunity?
I think it's just
You
like
know
a
why he
straight
might
swap
not,
on that
because
80 minutes.
Yeah.
Jude
reluctantly
for
he was
Rodgers.
in the squad, wasn't he? He wasn't even in the first draft.
Yeah, that's true.
Who?
He only
Good, Gibbs White.
Gibbs
Sorry,
White.
Gibbs White.
Gibbs White. Sorry.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not against that at all. I mean, I really like Morgan Rogers. Who
I
doesn't?
do. As
Yeah.
well.
Why would you not?
And I
want
like
to see
Gibbs
him?
White as well. They're
Yeah.
both.
Why would you not want to see if they've
All
got
right,
good
Rice,
on
Gibbs
England?
White, and Rodgers then.
I think the two wingers are coming out. Foden and Rashford are coming out for Gordon and Bowen.
Gordon's injured.
Did he get injured? Oh yeah, he hurt his hip in it. Yeah.
What in that game?
Oh, Rashford
Yeah.
might get life.
He got carried off.
Rashford might get life
So
because
then
of that.
why is Kane starting up front every game then?
Don't need it. Well, because
Solanke's there now, so, yeah.
Kane is inevitable.
Yeah.
I've always said.
All-time hit scorer.
I would always start Harry Kane over everyone.
course you
like,
would.
but that's
He is informed.
but
though,
that's
he's the
that's
best.
not even being biased. That's
just the
saying
best
like
option.
he's the best option.
He is.
Harry
Yeah,
Kane
but-
is the best
but if
option.
we're saying, like,
He still does
he wants
it.
to have a look at everyone.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
maybe he
then
might
fine,
start
then that's
Solanke.
fine.
Start Solanke up top.
That's fine. That's fine with me. But I'm saying if the option's there, you're not gonna. I'm sorry, you're not gonna. If you have the toss up between the two, you're not gonna pick Solanke over Kane, are you?
I suspect he will probably start Kane, and we'll see Solanke later
Yeah.
on in the match.
Boy needs a goal.
Well, we've
put him
asked
on.
you in the chat, should Foden be dropped? A few hundred votes in there already. 86% say yes, 14 say no. Those 14%,
I don't
I'd
think he
love
will
to
be dropped. You know, 'cause
understand
I
the
think
reasoning.
Tuchel will be
Kane.
keen to Foden.
Foden.
I think the manager will be keen to say, look, I've given you a chance.
Go again.
I called you out
Yeah.
indirectly the first game. Come on, show me, and then see how we
See,
go.
I think you've got a squad. Utilise it. This is what we've said every tournament. Why don't they utilise the squad?
No, I can utilise the squad by starting.
There are
him,
good-
and
there
if
are
you
good
say-
players
should
in
be
that
in the
squad.
midfield. Conor Gallagher.
Yeah.
Yeah, didn't even get selected. It's
Mad. How's Jordan Henderson getting a call up and Conor Gallagher ain't?
crazy. Experience, mate.
Just mental.
He is mad.
Are you
It's
gonna be saying
mental.
this when you're